I'm still shocked how Johan embarrassed Danielle. This man that she calls husband asked her friend the size of his D and then said, Danielle likes a man with a big D. Can you believe it? Imagine calling a man like him your husband. Imagine having him as your life partner. Wow. Hi, my name is Miss Iffy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification button. It's that time. It's time for Shisha and Sha, which means it's 90 Day Fiancé. Let's get on with it. Season 4, episode 13. Yes, I am late because I've been away past 2 weeks. So I've just been like rock climbing and yeah, I'm not around. Neither will I be around as that from tomorrow. I'll be away for 8 days. Let's get on with it. This episode 13, wow, what an episode. Do you know what? Let's start with Danielle and Johan. I said it from the beginning, they're not my favourite couple. I find them boring. The more their storyline goes, the more ridiculous it becomes. Honestly, and the more I look at it and I'm like, these two should not be together. I really hope it's all camera and this is not their relationship behind closed doors. Because, wow, if this is their relationship behind closed doors, then, the headache. Because Danielle looked like she's bloody aged 10 years. Just last 13 episodes. So, he goes and meets, they're both going to meet her friend. I said it from the beginning, they should never be meeting the friend, but they do. And Johan start asking, he's like, do you have what size shoes are you? Could you believe it? Man of his age asking another man. His partner's wife, actually, let's say wife, because these two are married. What shoe size is he? And then the guy started laughing. He realizes what he's trying to get at. And he was like, I'm so shoes 15. And he was like, really? And he started laughing with him. And he was like, do you know, Danielle likes a big D. And then he was like, stop that, man. You're embarrassing me. And he's just sitting here laughing. I don't know what was so funny. That is your wife's ex lover, friend and benefit, whatever. And he was just casually laughing about it. But what are you trying to say? Oh yeah, he must be big and so you're bigger than him. Oh, it's boring. Really boring. I honestly didn't get it. The guy basically says to him, look, you got nothing to worry about. We're friends. I've got no feelings for her. It was so embarrassing. So embarrassing. And honestly, Danielle is the character she's presenting us. She just likes to get these young guys and thinks she can change them. She's not going to change them. But at the end of the day, she's an independent, confident woman, blah, blah. That's what she's presenting us. But unfortunately, from what she's seen, she's none of those. Because I'm not sure how anybody would want to be accepting that type of behavior from their husband. Next! That's so boring. Honestly, these two should not be together. Talking about those two who's not together, Osman and Debbie broke up from the last episode. So Debbie's talking to her son and she's like, it's mommy on the FaceTime. Husband's like, I knows you, Mum. And she tells him what happened. She was like, I've been fooled. I can't believe he wants the green card. Blah, blah. And the son is like, and she's like, I know you're going to be telling me. I told you so. And he's like, no, Mum. I'm not going to tell you any of those things now. Even though he told her, he was like, this is your fourth marriage. You're making the same mistake. But he didn't say that, which I really respected him for that. He just said, Dylan, I just want you to come home. Let's try to figure out for your safety, for you to be back at home. And that was it. And then we see the next episode, she's going to go and meet him, which I don't think she should at all. But we'll see as the drama unfolds. Now, we didn't see Jamie and the other one. Oh, I'm so tired today. Now, and I've still got my packing. I've still got to pack. And I don't know where I'm going either, because it's a surprise holiday. Now, let's get to Mahmoud and Nicole. Mahmoud sits down with his brother. They talk at the coffee shop, playing dominoes. And he informs, look, Nicole doesn't want to live in Egypt anymore. She wants to move back to the US and she wants me to come with her. And the brother's like, I am not sure about that because you're the youngest in the family. It's going to be difficult for you. You've never been out of the country and visited any other country, let alone live in America. But I think it's something you and your wife need to have a discussion about and maybe give it a chance. And that's it about them. Now, let's get on with Isabella and Gabby. People like Gabby, when it comes to relationship and friendship, wind me up. Because here it is, his wife-to-be and his sister do not like each other. And he doesn't know why. So there's no self-awareness or accountability from his side of why these two women who have never met each other do not like each other. Huh? Why is that, Gabby? You tell everything negative that your sister says to Isabella, your wife-to-be. And every negative things that is happening in your relationship, you tell your sister. Your sister have watched you over the years, you saying, sharing nothing but negativity about your past relationship, and you've done it in here as well. So therefore, your sister's older than you, she's protective of you, you're her little brother in her eyes. So she's going to be very defensive. And Monica, and her stupidness, asking, why doesn't, what did you say? Something about why doesn't Isabella not speak English? Or Isabella, do you speak more English? Speak English? Monica, people like Monica who think like that, who thinks English is the only language in the world and everybody should be speaking, is ignorant, stupid. How can you come to somebody else's country and tell them you don't speak English? Why don't you speak more English? Or are you going to learn to speak more English? No, she doesn't freaking has to learn English. She lives in Colombia. Hello. She lives in Colombia. Okay? Her language is Spanish. Yeah? And if your brother wants to be with her, he's got to learn Spanish because that's where he's living with her, to get on with and learn the culture. Yeah? And communicate in the environment he's living. And if she decides to go and learn English, that's bonus for them. And that's an extra skill she wants to learn. Not because you think English is #1 language in the world and everybody must speak English. Ugh! I don't like the ignorant people who thinks English, everybody should speak English. No, you should only learn the language if you live in the country. Okay? Why don't you, madam, speak Spanish since you're in Colombia, visiting Colombia? Or do you expect everybody to speak English for you? Yeah? Should we go and okay, let's just go and get all the menus at the restaurant and print it in English just because Monica's here. Fucking hell. Excuse me and my language, seriously. I think it's very ignorant and stupid, right? To make comments like that and expect other people to speak English in a country that is the language, their native language is not English, okay? So, Isabella says, when they meet, I want to speak to you one-on-one. We're having a conversation. And Monica's just pretending like she doesn't know what's going on. She's like, what do you want to speak to me for? And becomes very defensive. For absolutely no reason. When they sit down at the restaurant, Isabella explains to her and say, look, I love your brother. My family loves your brother. My kids love your brother. My parents accept your brother. He's loved here in Colombia and he's provided support by my family. And everybody's happy for us. So I need you to understand that he's taken care of here in Colombia and you've got nothing to worry about. And she's like, oh, well, I didn't know that. That was very nice. I'm glad to hear that. And then you can see the tension between her and her brother. She's like, oh, we're not close as you used to be. Monica, darling, let me tell you the truth. The reason why is because the only time you and your brother talked about his relationship is when it's negative. You keep on telling us on every time we meet you that his past relationship's been this. Not once did we hear what he's done wrong. All we heard is what you're saying about his past relationships. About being the woman that he's been with for. Every story has there's 3 sides to it. Oh, and that's enough about them. Now, let's get to Richie and Jen. Listen, everybody who's from ethnicity background, yeah, who's been brought up with ethnicity background home, knows if you sit in front of your parents with the guest and you break news to them, yeah, your parents would not give you a reaction. You will get that reaction behind closed doors. And there was no difference in this. Jen and her friends tell Richie's mom and uncle that he is in, they are engaged. And they're like, okay. And they're like, oh, you don't find it a problem that he's engaged to another woman? They're like, no. They're like, it's okay. We'll work on it and we'll talk to our family. And then Jen and her friends, that was not good enough. No, that was not good enough. So they decide to take things a bit further by saying, oh, well, Rishi and I had a discussion that we're going to move to Mumbai. His parents are like, his uncle and mum's like, his uncle's like, no, Richie is the man in this household, and due to our culture, he's going to stay here because he's got to provide in this household. So whoever he marries will come and live with them. And that was not something they were willing to negotiate. But they said, we talk about it. As soon as the guests leave, Rishi's family sat down with him and his mum's like, I'm disappointed you didn't tell me. I felt really bad watching it because you can see she was. Unless she's a good Bollywood actress. You never know. And then it was all going well. They were like, look, well, we're going to have a sit down with the family and have a discussion. Until they found out how old Jen was. His mum was like, what? 15 years older than you? No children? No grandchildren for me, so no. No, straight away, point blank, as soon as they found out how old she was, that she was 15 years older than him, because they want him to be with somebody younger than him. They were like, no. They told him that he must go and break up with her because they are not going to talk to his family. His mum says she's not going to embarrass herself. And here's Richie in the room trying to cry. This man cannot cry. All that, there was zero tears. He was pretending he was emotional, and he wasn't. Do you think Rishi may came on this show just for the fame? Maybe he wants to break into, you know, Western model industry. No? Well, we will never know. But we'll find out next week if he ends up breaking up with her or not. I think he will, because he's got no choice. And that was it for episode number 13. I'm going to see if I can record it number 14 sometime during my holiday. And thank you very much once again for joining my channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Thank you. Bye.